Then the goddess, grey-eyed Athene, answered him, Yea, now, I will plainly tell thee all. I avow me to be Mentes, son of wise Anchialus, and I bear rule among the Taphians, lovers of the oar. And now I am come to shore, as thou seest, with ship and crew, sailing over the wine-dark sea, unto men of strange speech, even to Temesa, in quest of copper, and my cargo is shining iron. And there my ship is lying toward the upland, away from the city, in the harbor of Rhithron, beneath the wooden Neon, and we declare ourselves to be friends of one of the other, and of houses friendly from of old. Nay, if thou wouldst be assured, go ask the old man, the hero Laertes, who they say no more comes to the city, but far away toward the upland suffers affliction, with an ancient woman for his handmaid, who sets by him meat and drink, whensoever weariness takes hold of his limbs, as he creeps along the knoll of his vineyard plot. And now I am come, for verily they said that he, thy father, was amongst his people. But lo, the gods withhold him from his way, for goodly Odysseus hath not yet perished on the earth. But still, methinks, he lives and is kept on the wide deep in a sea-girt isle. And hard men constrain him, wild folk that hold him, it may be, sore against his will. But now of a truth will I utter my word of prophecy, as the immortals bring it into my heart, and as I deem it will be accomplished. Though no soothsayer am I, nor skilled in the signs of the birds. Henceforth indeed, for no long while shall he be far from his own dear country, not though bonds of iron bind him. He will advise him of a way to return, for he is a man of many devices. But come, declare me this, and tell me all plainly, whether indeed, so tall as thou art sprung from the loins of Odysseus. Thy head surely, and thy beauteous eyes are wondrous like to his, since full many a time have we held converse together ere he embarked for Troy, whither the others, I, the bravest of the Argives, went into hollow ships. From that day forth neither have I seen Odysseus, nor he me. Well, there's our confirmation that Athena is taking the disguise of Mentes, giving a sort of false documentation. Well, I don't know. Is Athena taking the form of a real person, or is she making this up on the spot? I mean, she's got a whole background, a whole dossier on Mentes, if in fact he is made up. Son of wise Anchialus, and I bear rule among the Taphians, lovers of the oar. Basically setting out a whole backstory that they are... that Mentes and his crew are traders of sorts. They are in quest of copper, and my cargo is shining iron. And I think this is not only meant to sell the story to Telemachus, but also to audiences of the time hearing this epic poem would have easily recognized what that is, what that means. It's rooting it into a kind of cultural understanding and making the story that much more relatable to them. And I want to go, I think, a little bit more into the idea of what audiences would have interpreted from this story when hearing it, but not today. There's this whole idea that the story that they are hearing, the first audiences to hear this, there's about a, 500 to 800 year gap between the kind of Trojan period and when audiences would have heard it for the first time. But I want to go more into that later, because there's all kinds of really in-depth things that we need to break apart in order to better understand how audiences would have received this story initially. But more importantly, I want to just go into what Athena is doing here. This whole passage today is essentially a monologue by her. After she gives the backstory of Mentes, she says that, where's the line there? But now of a truth I will utter my word of prophecy, as the immortals bring it into my heart, and as I deem it will be accomplished. Though no soothsayer am I, nor skilled in the signs of birds. She's trying to, she says that because she wants to impart this divine inspiration into Telemachus that his father's still alive. And so she's saying that essentially she's been given she uses the word prophecy, but I think she's also undermining it by saying, I'm not a soothsayer. I'm not skilled in the signs of birds, which is basically just her saying like, yeah, I can't read the flight behavior of birds. I'm not I'm not a professional diviner, right? I'm not anyone that speaks to the gods. I don't, I'm not a crazy person who sees visions of the gods. Not that that's, uncommon of the time, but really trying to just root herself in a place where she can influence and not directly intervene, as we've talked about before. She goes so far as to say that she, as Mentes, knew Odysseus, and that if you need to check on my backstory, you can go talk to Laertes, who, is a famous name. And that, we used to come here and talk to your dad all the time, but I haven't seen him since before he went away to fight in Troy. So she's kind of like couching all of this prophecy, all of this hope that she's about to give Telemachus in a little bit of doubt, but also a reality that he can believe in, which I think will probably root his hope a little more tangibly. Because she says here, "For verily they say that he, thy father, was among his people, but lo, the gods withhold him from his way. For goodly Odysseus hath not yet perished on the earth." And then essentially all but gives him the coordinates of where Odysseus is by saying that methinks he lives and is kept on a wide deep and a sea-girt isle, which he is. That's where Calypso has him. And hard men constrain him, wild folk that hold him, it may be, sore against his will. So telling Telemachus really what actually is going on with Odysseus, which is probably crucial in terms of getting Telemachus to believe that Odysseus is alive. This is kind of a wild story, but also truth is stranger than fiction, and so maybe that is what happened. Men can lose their way all the time with the gods intervening and causing havoc and spite against them for some betrayal that the gods see. For instance, blinding Polyphemus. Yeah, that can be believable. So we don't know if Telemachus takes the bait on any of this, but that is essentially what Athena is doing here. Trying to just let him know, hey, you know what? Your dad's not dead, even though you think he might be. That all these folk here, as you say, are feasting upon the spoils of a dead man. What if he's not? What if he's not? What if he's not dead? Do we know that? Do we know that for sure? I don't know. I think the immortals are telling me that he's probably still alive, and there can be a way that he can figure out how to come home. And in fact, if you think about it hard enough, I don't think it's gonna be too long before he comes home. That's what I think. But who am I to say? I'm just a mere man who can't read the flight patterns of birds. Okay, continue here tomorrow with me with a little bit more of Book 1 of the Odyssey. So until then, okay, goodbye. Odyssey is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. The show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Odyssey, written by Homer. Theme song by Neuroflow. You can support this show and other shows like it by going to patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.